hashtag Delta Meltdown was trending on Twitter until United hijacked the spotlight with this viral video.
I'm glad I wasn't drug off the plane, I guess.
And while the High family now realizes it could have been worse, like many, their Delta nightmare was no laughing matter.
This was at 5:45 in the morning.
After checking their bags in Savannah on April 8th, their flight was unexpectedly canceled due to issues related to a severe weather event 4 days earlier in a different city.
And we had no luggage, no car seats, no transportation, no hotel, nothing.
While Delta somehow sent their luggage onto San Francisco, it couldn't get the family on a flight for 3 days, leaving them stranded with 3 kids, 1 sick with pneumonia, and no offer to help with a hotel or basic necessities, which are outlined in the contract of carriage.
So we had food from downstairs lobby, cup of noodles, water, Cheetos.
Then Delta has dropped the ball.
Travel analyst Henry Hartevelt was also caught up in the Delta meltdown, which he says was due to poor planning for a forecasted storm.
Unlike a snowstorm, when Delta and a lot of other airlines will proactively cancel flights, Delta didn't think they'd need to do that. They got caught, and it was not pretty.
He explains storms midweek in Atlanta and New York led to canceled flights nationwide up to 5 days later. And while the contract of carriage does limit liability due to weather,
In this case, where you're being affected days after, that's just bad management.
in a statement, the airline says it's offering a $200 travel voucher or miles to all impacted customers and admits, quote, its response in the days following the storm was out of character.
They didn't give us any options.
Now, after 8 hours on the phone and emails that bounced back, Jenna finally turned to us for help, and we reached out to Delta. The airline has now agreed to reimburse them for their expenses while they were stranded, and it will give them those travel vouchers as well. The airline says it will also take care of any affected customers, but is dealing with a bit of a customer service backlog, as you might imagine, with this many people affected.
To be stranded for 3 extra days with young kids, I mean, that's really disruptive to your life.
Right. I have 1 kid, and to me, that is my travel nightmare. But especially with no hotel, no car seats to get them to the hotel, which was, very frightening for them. So one thing to note, though, if your flight is canceled, you can't ask to be flown on another airline. And then if they say no, and you end up paying for a flight on another airline, you should demand a full refund for the canceled portion of your flight and do not accept a travel voucher in that case.